module which is called as platform independent program. Yes. Then right, then hope all of you can hear me. If you can't hear me, please send me a message, right? I have sent you that my message. Hope all of you can hear me, right? Then this is a third semester module and its name is Platform Independent Program. Then mainly in this module we are discussing about the Java programming language. Then this module is carrying 4 credits and same as in the previous cases, there will be evaluations. There will be 2 evaluations depending on the situation of the country. We have to decide what type of evaluation will we be able to conduct. Anyway, the evaluations will carry 40% for your final grade and 60% will be taken out from your final exam when calculating the final grade for you. And as the learning content, mainly we'll be discussing about the Java programming language. Then under that, I'll be discussing with you the fundamentals of the language. Then variables, data types, then arrays, string we'll consider separately. Then in addition to that, object-oriented program part also will be discussing, that is creating objects, then creating methods, constructor, then in addition to that, Java swing part also will be discussing here, right? Then usually when I am conducting in face-to-face mode, I'll be giving you the list, but anyway, here I haven't used a whiteboard or something. Then I have informed you. Anyway, the topics I have told you what will be discussing here, right? Then I think that will be enough for the moment to give you the introduction to the module, right? Then for the previous batches, this module has been conducted as a practical module. Anyway, I'll be using my maximum effort to conduct this in a convenient manner using practicals. Without practicals, actually we can't continue this module. Anyhow, we have to adapt to the existing situation, and I'll try my best to give you the maximum knowledge which is required to complete this module, right? Then we'll move on to the today's content. Actually, today's lesson will be a brief one. and it will give you the basic idea about the language. And I'm planning to conduct the practical side from next session onwards. Anyway, this session is important for you to get an understanding about the language, right? There will be, if there are NVQ5 students, sometimes you may have studied this language. According to my previous experiences, students are not very much familiar with this language. Anyway, you can learn from the beginning here. Right, then I'll start sharing my presentation. Right, then this is our module title. Then we'll be moving on to the introduction. We'll see what is Java. Like if we take Java, then Java is called as a programming language as well as a platform. And this is a high-level language, right? Then hope you all of you are familiar with the term high level. High level is a language which is directly identified by the humans, right? If the opposite of the high level is the low level languages, examples are the machine language, and those languages have been developed for the understanding of the machine, and they are the languages those languages are represented using zeros and ones. In addition to that, this is a robust language and it's object oriented and a secure programming language. This was when we consider the development of the language, this was developed by Sun Microsystems. Now, at present, Sun Microsystems is not existing by that name, and it has become a subsidiary of Oracle. And this was developed in year 1995. James Gosling is known as the father of the Java. Before this language gets its name, then this was named as Oak. Since Oak was already a registered company, then James Gosling and his team changed the Oak name to Java. That is a brief history for the language. In a later slide, I'll be discussing with you some of the historical factors about the language. Then if we consider the term platform, any hardware or software environment which a program runs is called as a platform. Then why this language is called as, why Java is called as a platform is because because Java has a runtime environment called as JRE and API. API is for the application program interface. Because of the presence of JRE and API, Java is called as a platform. Then we can consider about the applications of the Java language. There are a lot of applications of the Java. One application can be considered as desktop applications. As examples, Acrobat Reader, Media Player, Antivirus. Those things are the applications of Java. Then there can be web applications. Examples are the javapoint.com and irctc, co.in, that is a site address. Then these things can be considered as web applications. In addition to that, there can be enterprise applications such as banking applications. Then Java is applied in mobiles, in embedded systems, smart cards, robotics, and games. Those are the places which Java uh, has been applied. Then when we consider the applications of Java, those applications mainly can be divided into four types. One is a standalone application, then there are web applications, enterprise applications, and mobile applications. Then we'll consider the standalone application. These are known as desktop applications or window-based applications. Actually, these are traditional software that we need to install on every machine. Then examples of standalone applications are media player, antivirus, etc. Then when creating standalone applications, AWT and Swing are used. Right, you don't have to worry about this AWT. At this moment, AWT stands for Abstract Window in Toolkit. And when we are studying about these things, you can learn a lot about these AWT and Swing. Mainly these are used to generate graphical user applications. Then we'll move on to the web application. If we take the web application, it's an application that runs on the server side and creates a dynamic page, which is called a web application. Then at present, Servlet, JSP, Struts, Spring, Hibernate, JSF are the technologies used for creating web applications in Java. Then the other type is the enterprise application. It's an application which is distributed in nature. As an example, we can consider a banking application. Then enterprise application has the advantages of the high-level security, load balancing, and clustering. When we consider Java, EJB is used for creating enterprise applications. Then the next type is the mobile applications. If we take the mobile application, it's an application created for mobile devices. At present, Android and Java ME are used for creating mobile applications. Then we can consider about the Java platforms and editions. There are four platforms or the editions. One is called as Java SC, stands for Java Standard Edition. Then Java EE, stands for the Enterprise, Java Enterprise Edition. Then the other one is the Java ME, which stands for Java Micro Edition and Java FX. Then we'll consider one by one. Java Standard Edition. Then it's a Java programming platform and it includes Java programming APIs such as java.lang, java.io, java.net, java.util, then java.sql and java.math. Right? Then especially this java.util will be used in later programming sessions. In addition to that, sometimes you will be able to use java.io as well. Then it includes core topics like object-oriented programs, OOPs, string, regex, exception, inner classes, multi-threading, IO stream, input-output stream, network, AWT string, reflection, collection, those things. That's about the standard edition. Then the next one is Java EE or the Enterprise Edition. Then it's an enterprise platform which is mainly used to develop web and enterprise applications. It's built on the top of the Java SE platform, that is Java Standard Edition platform, and it includes topics like servlets, JSP, web services, EJB, JPA, etc. Right? These are just for your knowledge, right? You should be familiar about these terms and those things. Then Java ME, either micro edition, then it's a micro platform which is mainly used to develop mobile applications. Then the next one is the Java FX. Actually, this is used to develop rich internet applications, and it uses a lightweight user interface API. Right? This API is the application program interface. Right, that's about the introduction to the language. Then we'll consider about the history of the Java. Right, then I will brief you the history. Then actually, when considering about the history, this Java was originally designed for interactive television, but it was too advanced technology for the digital cable television industry during that time. Then the history of the Java starts with the Green Team and Green Team Java team members. And this was known as Green Team and initiated a project to develop a language for digital devices. For example, set-top boxes, televisions, etc. But it was suited for internet programming. Later, this technology was incorporated by the Netscape. Right, then already we have discussed about the, no, still we haven't discussed. The principles for creating Java programming were simple, robust, portable, platform independent, secured, high performance, multi-threaded, architecture neutral, object oriented, interpreted, and dynamic. Then Java was developed
Excuse me, miss. Couldn't see the slide.
There's no slide, right? I am just briefing you the history, right? If you are interested about this thing, then actually there will be so many things to include. Anyway, I will just briefing out. You can search documents about history for the language, right? Anyway, I'll be giving you only the most important points in the slide. already I have told you that the father of the language is the James Gosling, and this language was invented in 1995. Right, when we consider about the development history, there are a lot of versions of Java, but all the versions are still using. The current stable version of Java is Java SE 10, right? If we go through the history of the Java, then JDK Alpha and Beta was developed in 1995. Then JDK 1.0 was developed in 1996. Then JDK 1.1. Then it was developed in 1997. Then J2SC 1.2 was developed in 1998. Then J2SC 1.3. This has developed in 2000. Nowadays, we are using Java SE 10, right? Java SE 10 was started in year 2018. Before the Java SE 10, there was Java SE 9 that was developed in 2017, and Java SE 8 was developed in 2014. Likewise, there's a long history, development history for the language. We'll be moving on to the features of the language, right? For that, I have included a slide. These are the features of the Java language. First one is the object-oriented. Right, I hope all of you are familiar with this term object-oriented because in semester 1 you have already studied about the C++ program, right? Then second feature we can consider as simple. Then third feature is secured. Fourth one as platform independent. Fifth one as robust. Then sixth one as portable. Then seventh one is architecture neutral. Eighth one is dynamic. Then ninth one is interpreted, high performance, multi-threaded, distributed. Right? Likewise, we can find 12 features provided by the language, Java language, right? Then we'll be discussing each one of those features in the next session, right? Then if you are making notes on this, actually I'll be distributing you this slide sets. The important ones anyway, I'll be giving you this slide set. Hope all of you are having a basic idea about this language. Right, if you have any questions, you can ask now. How many?
Madam,
Today there are 49 students available. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Madam, can you show the slide again, madam?
Pardon, I can't hear properly.
Can you share slide again, madam?
Slide.
Yes, madam.
Which one? This
Last is the
last one.
yes,
Last slide.
last slide.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Madam, what's the meaning of architectural neural fact? The features
Hmm?
of Java. What's the meaning of architectural neural? The seven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7
Architecture neutral. That is not architecture neutral means this is we are calling about platform independent programming, right? Then what do you mean by the term platform?
platform we can work. We can do lot of things in one place.
In simple terms, I can call platform as the operating system, right? Then then operating system, you are familiar with the term operating system. There are different operating systems, Linux, Windows, Unix, likewise, right? Then when we take Java, Java can run on any operating system. That is dealing with platform independent. Then architecture neutral. What do you mean by the term architecture neutral? Architecture, have you studied about the architecture, computer architecture and those things?
Yes, madam, basic things.
That is the thing, right? Then architecture, actually there are some kind of a design thing. Then this can run on different devices. That is the hidden meaning hidden meaning of this.
We can,
Right?
madam.
This can run on computer, then this can run on mobile devices. In addition to that, there are some other devices which use Java language. If we take a robot, then that is also robot. For the robotic applications also we can use the Java.
Okay.
Right, anyway, I'll be discussing these features one by one in the next session. For the time being, I can give you this kind of an explanation.
Okay, madam.
Any questions? If you don't have questions, we can wind up.
Madam, අපිට මේකෙන් assignment තියනවද?
Ah?
අපිට මේ Java
Amen.
අපිට මේ subject එක assignment තියනවද madam?
Assignment තියෙනවා. Assignment නැත්තම් දැන් මම පටන් ගන්නකොට කිව්වා නේද assignment වලින් එනවා 140ක්. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ ඒක ෆයිනල් එක්සෑම් එකෙන් 60යි. එතකොට ඒකනේ 60යි 40 එකතු වෙලානේ 100 හැදෙන්නේ.
madam අපිට මේ assignment එකක් වැඩිපුර කරලා assignment වල වැඩිපුර ලකුණු ප්‍රමාණයක් ගන්න බැරි වේද madam?
assignment එක මොනවා කළා?
assignment වැඩිපුර ප්‍රමාණයක් කරලා assignment වලට ලකුණු වැඩිපුර ගන්න බැරි වේද madam?
එහෙම කොහොමද කරන්නේ? එහෙම ක්‍රමයක් නැන්නේ.
second sem එකේ තියෙනවනේ madam පාඩම් කරන්න.
second semester එකේ තියෙනවා තමයි. ඒ වුණාට ඉතින් කොහොමද දෙන්නේ? This is a practical subject. ඔයගලන්ට මේ මෙරට practical subjects කොහොමද? practical subject කරලා ඇති නේද? online. කරලා නැද්ද?
එහෙම නෑ madam.
නැද්ද?
web එක විතරයි madam practical subject එකට තිබ්බේ. ඒකත් මේ ඔක්කොම කරේ නෑ.
දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ මට කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය ඔයාලා මේ කොහොමද මේක access කරන්නේ through the computer ද එහෙම නැත්නම් mobile phone එකෙන්ද කොහොමද කරන්නේ?
සමහර අය මැෂින් එකෙන් ඇක්සස් කරනවා සමහර අය මොබයිල් ෆෝන් එකෙන් වැඩ.
එයාලට machines තියෙනවද?
මැෂින් නම් සමහර අයට මැෂින් නැහැ සමහර අයට මැෂින් තියෙනවා. මැෂින් නැති කට්ටියට තමයි මේ අර ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් කරගන්න ටිකක් අමාරු.
බලමු. Then there are problems existing anyway. We'll try to do what up to the maximum level. වෙන මොනවත් ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ නේද? Shall I stop sharing the screen? Right, then if there are no questions, we'll wind up the session. Then for the practical part, I'll be using the NetBeans software. NetBeans is an IDE, freely available one. Up to last year, it was freely available. I hope this at present also it's freely available. Then anyway, I'll be using that, and next day I will give you some more introduction points to the introduction to the IDE especially, right? Then hope all of you will attend for this. Otherwise, it will be a difficult task for you if you are not properly attending the session, right? And especially when we are writing programs, if you miss some part, then it will be very difficult to continue, right? Right. Then I'll stop the session for today.